Hey, what up, decisive marketer? So I've been creating all these videos, and I think one of the biggest issue that I come across is to hide some of the information that I am actually showing on my YouTube videos, right? When I record them, so I have come across a solution, and what this does is that it blurs out um, sections in my screen on my browser. Okay, so this tool will allow me to hide some sensitive information, or maybe blur out certain things that I don't need or want to be shown or focused on, right? And I think this tool would be very useful for that, and it's called Blurry, right? It's a Chrome extension, so it's very convenient for you to just turn it on and start blurring stuff on your browser, right? But before we dive into Blurry, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you like to see more digital marketing and e-commerce content. So here we are in Blurry. Okay, and I'm on my I'm not on Blurry, but I'm on my website, and I have the Blurry Chrome extension right here. I just turn it on. Okay, so this is the Chrome extension. I can move the toolbar around. Okay, and let's check it out, right? So add or remove blur. Okay, so so it kind of hides everything. I think this blur works a little bit more than some others that I've used, right? Because it really blurs a lot of stuff right here. Okay, so for some reason, however, I can't seem to blur these images. So I guess if they are in a container like this, I got to blur everything. Right, it might be something to do with Elementor slider itself. Okay, so something to take note of. Hide tab title. Okay, so this is cool because with other blur extensions that I've tried, I wasn't able to blur the title bar. Okay, and I can blur selected text. Okay, so how does this work? Okay, it seems like this. Okay, so I can highlight and click on this. Okay, so yeah, that's what it does, right? So it seems a lot more you get a lot more control over this, because what happens is, let's say I have two paragraphs right here, and what I can do is select this and click on blur selected text, and it's gone like this. Okay, so I'm gonna click that. I'm going to remove all the blur. Okay, so it goes back rather than just clicking on this. And okay, I guess I can do that as well, but let me show you again. Let me just highlight like these two sentences here and blur selected text, so I can just blur this, right, rather than blur the entire paragraphs. So that's very interesting. And blur drawn area, so let's see how it works, right? Okay, so I can blur an entire area, so that's really interesting. So I let me see what this is. I think this could be like the blur area, probably, or how blurry it is. So let me reduce the blur. Okay, so let's try this now. Okay, so this is like how blurry how blurry do you want it to be, right? So I think on default it's 13, so that's quite a high blur. So if you want to reduce that, come across, I mean, I do like blurry so far, because I have other blur extensions. I have the other one is called Blur Page, and it does not give me so much options, right? So one other thing that I want to test out right now is to make sure that I can maintain blur. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is firstly let's use the blur drawn area, because what happens is that the the team that's behind Blurry actually told me that it can maintain blur, so I'm going to try that. Okay, so let me try this with, let me just blur my face. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so my face is blur right now. Okay, okay, so let's try this. Is that how it works? Okay, so let me try refreshing, see how it works. Okay, so yes, my face is still blur right here, so that's very interesting. Let me clear all the blur. uh okay, so it says it only saves the blur drawn area. Okay, my bad. All right, let me just turn off my nifty here. So okay, so let's try this. Okay, wait, let me clear this first. Okay, how does this work? Give me a second. Clear all the blur, height. Okay, let me just refresh this. Okay, so here we go. Clear all the blur. Okay, and I'm going to hide the title. Oops, my bad. I'm going to save the blur first, then I'm going to hide the tab title, and I'm going to try refreshing and see if it still hides the title. So it doesn't, right? So okay, something to take note of right there is I'm going to save. Okay, let's remove the blur first. Okay, then refresh. Okay, so now the blur is gone for good, right? So let's try the blur selected text. Okay, so I'm blurring this. Okay, wait, I got to turn this on first. Blur selected text, and I'm gonna refresh and see if it maintains the blur. Okay, so it doesn't, right? So which is what the team told me as well, is that they can only maintain blur for the blur drawn area, possibly because the entire element reloads when you refresh the page, right? So um so yep, so pretty much this is the Blurry. I think compared to other blur tools, there is a maintain blur feature, and they also have a blur drawn area feature right here as well. So I would say that so far, of all the blur tools, this one seems to stand out the most for me, right? So I guess that's all. Okay, let me just try one more thing and blur this. Sorry, let me just close this. Can I blur this? Okay, so I don't think I can blur that. Okay, I can't blur this as well. See, I can blur this as well. So I think some of the embedded elements can't be blurred. Probably just like this ones here. So something to take note of. That's, the best that the Blurry can do. But I think that Blurry seems to be the best extension that I've tried for blurring stuff on your screen. Okay, so that's all I have to share about Blurry. I think so far it's been a good experience. right? And let me know what you think about Blurry in the comments below. If you know anyone who wants to hide certain content on their website, on their videos while they're recording the screen, then be sure to share this video with them. And lastly, let me know. Do give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next video.